Proverbs 5:11-14 say this: At the end of your life you will lament when your physical body has been consumed, and you will say, how I hated discipline, how my heart despised correction, and I didn't obey my teachers or listen closely to my mentors. I am on the verge of complete ruin before the entire community. You know, so many of us, and so many before us, and so many after us will get to the end of their life and have many regrets. You know, that's a common thing, because so often it's easy for us to live our lives just constantly trying to get more of this or more of that, whether it's money, power, fame, you know, and we even to some extent, our health. We're so focused on the physical things of this world that when we get to the end of our life, we realize it was all waste. And that is for many reasons. One is when we die, we're not going to take anything with us, you know. And two, so often these things that we desire the most, that we chase after the hardest, that we focus on, that we put so much energy and effort and money and stuff into, doesn't end up bringing us happiness. Yes, it's good. Yeah, we can enjoy them in a moment, but it's not going to be lasting. You know, it's kind of almost like an addiction. You'll always want more. You want more. You want more. You know, I've heard of so many rich people that had everything as far as the world's concerned. They were so rich that they could just spend money and do whatever they felt like, and they weren't happy. You know, and I've heard of people. I forget who it was. Some guy that was really rich. He was asked a question: how much is enough? And he said, a little bit more. In other words, it's never enough. And so you can live all your life striving and still end up with regrets and still end up alone, basically, many times. You know, in the Psalms, here in Proverbs, it's also talking about, you know, a person that doesn't like discipline, doesn't like correction, didn't listen to his teachers and mentors. In other words, maybe there's people along the way that's trying to teach us, trying to get us to not focus on those things so much. So now if those things aren't going to bring us happiness, and we want to live a life with no regrets when we get to the end of our life, because these bodies break down, you know, when we get to the end of our life, maybe we can't do the things that we thought we were going to be able to do because we ran out of time. To live a life, though, with no regrets means we need to focus on God. You know, because anything in this life, anything that has to do with this physical world, doesn't go with us to heaven. You know, it doesn't go with us into eternity. First of all, we need to make sure we have that personal relationship with Jesus so that we can have hope for going to heaven. You know, because there's only two destinations, heaven and hell. And hell obviously is not a good place, not a place we want to be. So if we're a child of God, though, we don't have to worry about that. But we could still get to the end of our life and have a lot of regrets because we realize we focused on the wrong things. You know, we can live this life with much anxiety because we're focused on the things that we shouldn't be focused on, because we're not really truly focused on God. You know, we believe that we should have this and we should have that. And in most cases, those things are not bad in and of themselves. Having a lot of money is not bad. Having power is not bad if you use it right. You know, having good health certainly isn't bad. You know, none of these things are bad to start with, but what corrupts them and makes them useless and brings the anxiety is when we focus too much on them. Then so often we're disappointed because we don't get as much as we wanted, or our physical desires, the temporal desires, are not fulfilled. But if we focus on God, if we trust Him, even in the bad times, even when things are hard, which is not easy, you know, this takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of, you know, trial and error, failure after failure, because I've failed so many times. But as long as we keep our eyes and focus on God, He can give us peace even in our hardest times here. Because we know that if we persevere through this life, if we take the opportunities that he gives us to minister to other people, to help other people, to be his spokesman or whatever, when we get to the end of our life, we'll have no regrets. Because we'll have known that we've done what we can for him. And the things that we've done for him during this lifetime will follow us to heaven. That's what we're going to be judged on. It's not going to be about sin, because Jesus died for that sin. That's already been taken care of. We're going to be judged for the things that we did or didn't do for him. It's not going to stop us from getting into heaven, but it will affect the rewards that we have there. But the thing is, if we focus on him, if we make a relationship with him a priority, when we get to heaven, we'll hear God say to us, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." If we've been faithful in serving him and sharing with others, he'll also be saying to us, "Your life counted for my kingdom." That's living a life with no regrets. So I would challenge you today to look at your life. Are you chasing after something? Are you putting too much time and effort into something that's not going to last? That's not going to truly bring you the joy and the happiness that you desire? It's not going to bring you peace in your life? If that's so, confess to God. Ask God to help you to change. Ask God to change your heart, to change your mind, to give you discernment in how you live your life and the things that you focus on. And also purpose to spend time with God each and every day, to spend the time with him to help you with your relationship with him. If this video has been encouraging or even rebuked you, has challenged you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you would like, and may God always bless you.